Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I'm glad to see everybody in here. Hopefully there'll be more. I also put a note in the chat because we're streaming on YouTube as well, and we will be recording it. So you can catch it also later, or if somebody missed it, they'll be able to catch it. And we're probably going to start a little bit late, so you could let people know as they come in. I'm going to be a timer, so I'm not going to be popping on all that often. So if you want to, let people know what I have just told you, that'd be great. So, and go ahead.
When is it supposed to start?
Supposed to start at 7, so that's 4 minutes.
Okay.
And we are very close to getting started. So, we probably won't be more than 5 minutes late.
Okay.
But there will also be some downtime between rounds and stuff. So, but it's cool because you'll see it live, which is nice. So you'll see what it's really like
Yeah.
to be here in the room and everything. So I'm going to be because I'm on my phone right now, and my computer is what is going to be showing it. It's running through my computer, and I don't want to be in the room with my phone and be, I don't want the echo happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be hopping on. But if the folks in the room now could pass on this information, I'd be grateful.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll get started soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Deb, Amanda just said that it's going to be starting a little late,
Oh, okay.
5 minutes late. And so she had to go off because she's streaming it from her computer and she can't have the background with her phone too.
Oh, okay. We should read poems.
Something. She said there'll be downtime too between the sections or whatever.
Or I might not stay for the whole thing. I just want to see what's going on.
Yeah, I wanted to see what one's like.
Yeah. So I just have a question, Barb. How are you related to Kay? Are you sisters?
Nope, she's my daughter.
Oh, she's your daughter. Oh. Oh my gosh, 2 writers in the same family.
Yeah, she encouraged me to join.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen you at the St. Cloud Library at poetry stuff.
Not at St. Cloud.
Not in St. Cloud? Maybe it was you then.
We were at the conventions together.
Hmm.
We went to Woodtick together.
No, I mean I've seen you. Haven't you been at the St. Cloud Library to poetry stuff?
Nope, I haven't.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw you there.
They've got a community up there, though. I think it's pretty big.
Yeah,
For-
right.
Hi, Deb. Amanda said it's going to be a little late.
It's going to be what?
Gonna start a few minutes late, so to let
Okay.
you know that.
I didn't get an email this week.
I didn't either.
Nobody did.
Well, we're all crafty then. We got on anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary Jo.
I'm Mary Jo.
Hi, Mary Jo.
Hi, Mary Jo.
Hi, Deborah. And Deb. Are you Deborah too? Is your name Deborah? Also,
Yeah. Yep, it is.
thanks for using your nickname. Oh.
At least we had some sun today.
Yep. It's supposed to be even colder tomorrow, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Minneapolis is supposed to be 44.
That's cold.
Oh. During the day?
Yep. Hi.
Hi, Dee.
Hi, thanks. Always forget to unmute.
Amanda asked us to let you guys know that it's going to be about 5 minutes late, or they're still getting things together.
What
So-
are we supposed to
Okay.
do tonight? Yeah.
Amanda's going to stream the conference.
The slam. What is
Poetry slam.
poetry slam?
So we're just kind of sitting back and watching, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It'll be fun.
yeah. That sounds fun.
There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
So,
Amanda.
hi. So what's happening right now is the MC is instructing the judges,
Oh, wow.
and Jana, who is the point person, is instructing the poets and telling them about their time. They have 3 minutes. And then they get a 10-second grace period. If they go over that, then points start getting deducted from their score. So we're going to have a total of 8 poets for the evening. So we'll do 3 rounds. There'll be 8 poets in the first round, 5 in the second round, and then 3 in the third round. And we have 5 judges in the audience who will be scoring them on a 1 to 10, 10 being the best score. And you'll see after each poet, the judges will raise a paddle with the score. And then we have 2 scorekeepers and 2 timers to make sure to check each other so that we know that the timing is accurate and the scoring is accurate. And we're going to get started in just a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Okay, enjoy the show. It's going to start real soon, and it'll be fairly short because there's only 8 poets.
Amanda,
Yeah.
will you be streaming the whole thing or just for the 1 hour that we're usually on
No,
here?
we're going to go ahead and stream the whole thing.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Exciting.
So I think we should all offer our own scores in the chat just to see if we agree with the judges.
You're serious?
That's a good idea.
Why not? Hey,
Sure.
listen, it's all fun and games, so
There we go.
and nobody will get hurt.
And should we all mute because they might hear us?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
But yeah, and I would put our scores in the chat.
thank you.
That's him a long poets. I forgot you all it. Wait, it's on where I should go. Yeah. I was. There's like Katie is doing a math stage. I don't think like that. It's really fun.
One of the time, like, it's not even some of the.
Yeah, I just look at myself. Is it more like a just like a situation or is it? Not bad. I don't know. You don't know. Yeah.
It's not even you get like it.
It is very good. Yeah, it's very
They love it. No, but it's awesome. Yeah, one of the problems. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, they're saying.
It's right here. Yeah. It's right there. I'm gonna go play that. Obviously. It's right over here all night.
What's the sleeper like?
Yeah.
We can do it. Yeah. No. I thought it was just you would
Seats for reader.
It's great up there. It's pretty bright. Yeah, that's bright, George. That's my phone call. Yeah, that's right.
You guys were very inspirational.
It took me like 12 years to write.
I'll
go 9 months time, just get sacked up there and blow it out. You get me.
I can come. Oh, yeah. Walk through a record. So I was born, you know,
Sweeten on our host.
the host is important.
Super good. Pretty music.
Yes.
Adrian's just.
All right. There we go.
All right. Good night, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our League of Minnesota Poetry Slam Qualifier, National Qualifier. My name is Jennifer Hernandez, and I am the incoming president of the League of Minnesota. I think I become official on Saturday. That's correct. Okay. And I'm so excited to be here. I write poetry. I love performing poetry. I have never been to a slam before in my life, and I'm so excited about this. For everyone who's here, if you are at all interested, on the table over there, our organization, League of Minnesota Poets, puts out an anthology of poetry by our members every year. We have some agates. It's called Agates is the name of the anthology. There are agates over there on the table. They cost $12 each, and if anyone is interested, see Mary. Okay. All right. And so, oh my gosh. And so, this is the most important part, that I left the paper in my bag. Unfortunately, so typical. Here we go. This is the part I actually needed. Because it is my great pleasure to introduce our MC this evening, Adrian Wright. Adrian Wright, they, them, is a poet, performer, and costume designer who lives and works in Minneapolis. They proudly co-produce the Twin Cities' fiercest drag and poetry show, Debasement. Their poems have appeared in the Midway Journal and Selfish Magazine, as well as on stages at the Midwest Poetry Mashup, the Northeast Regional Poetry Slam, and the Blackberry Peach National Poetry Slam. Represented the League of Minnesota Poets in 2025. Give it up for Adrian. So much for that introduction. Y'all. Who's ready for a poetry slam? All right. As Jennifer mentioned, we have a very special slam here tonight.
our Blackberry Peach National Slam Qualifier. I'm gonna make you guys wait and tell you a little bit more about what that means a little later on tonight. But it is a very special night. We're gonna have some incredible poets get up here and read some poems, and it's gonna be beautiful. So let me first ask though, who in this room has never been to a poetry slam before? Anyone? Anyone? All right, I'm seeing a couple incredible new faces, hello, and a couple liars. Well, we welcome all kinds of people at a poetry slam, so we're glad to have you all here. While I'm up here at the beginning of the night, I'm just gonna go over a little bit of how this night is gonna go, and tell you guys a little bit about the rules of the slam. So, tonight, we have 8 incredible poets competing for a shot at the Blackberry Peach Minnesota crown. And that's going to happen over the course of 3 rounds of a poetry slam tonight. We are going to start with all 8 poets competing. In the second round, we will cut down to our top 5 scoring poets. And the final round will be the top 3 duking it out for that #1 spot. So, for the poets, they're going to be getting up here and reading some poems. There are a couple rules for you guys. Ew, art rules, what? For the poets, they're going to get up on this mic. They may read any original work of their own of under 3 minutes with a 10-second grace period. After 3 minutes and 10 seconds, our lovely score and timekeepers over there will start deducting a time penalty. With that being said, say hi to our lovely time and scorekeepers in the corner of on the one issue. We're very grateful for them. Poets must perform their original work. They may not use any props, costumes, or musical accompaniment. All these are grounds for disqualification. All you have up here is the sound of your own body and voice, your own words, and the opportunity to share it with all of us. Those are the rules for the poets. Guys, the rest of you have rules too, okay? If you look around, you may see some people that are holding cool, awesome white score paddles. Judges, can you hold up your score paddles for the crowd, please? People you see in front of you will be the ones deciding the outcome of our slam tonight. So, after every poet gets up here, reads a poem, bears their soul, the judges are going to put a score on it in the form of a number, poetry and math. Everyone likes to joke that this is like a silly thing, but I love both poetry and math. And there's no better way, okay, what better way to express your feelings than with a number between 1 and 10? And 1 decimal point as well, just as a reminder, so you can give a poem a 7.2, an 8.3, but you may not give a 3.1415, 926, or anything of that nature. Audience, you guys have some rules as well, okay? Don't think you're getting off scot-free just because you don't have a poem or a whiteboard in front of you. Poetry slams are an interactive sport. That means that the poets are going to be getting up here, giving you a lot of their energy, and it is your job to be giving that energy back. That's how we're all going to be like really actually hearing the poems as best as we can tonight. There are a lot of things you can do to show the poet your energy, your love. This isn't just like watching a movie, okay? If you were like trying to stay home watching a TV, being quiet, you could have stayed home and do that. But you can make noise when you're at a poetry slam, okay? You understand? I can hear you all starting already, so you can snap. Let me hear your snaps. Yeah, I love to hear. You can start your foot. I love this one. And so you can say things like, the belly rub is optional. If you're really feeling it, you can like say words. Don't get crazy. You're not on the stage. We can be like, oh, like whatever that poet is making you feel. So let's say that I'm reading like a really good poem and you guys are really feeling it, and I'm saying some poety words like, and her rib cage was like a rib cage. All right, that is exactly the kind of energy that I would love to hear for all our poets to get up here on the stage tonight. Because guys, it is hard to share your words with other people, and all our poets that we have up here tonight are going to do that all for you. So we really appreciate you all being here, but especially the poets, make sure you show them some love. And guys, if you're not like making enough noise, don't think I won't let you know, okay? Probation will say, you're doing great right now. I'm just saying, you know, don't lose track of what's important here. All right, so that's sort of how the slam is gonna work. I'm glad you like that one. No, you see, we want you to make noise. No, you're good, you're good. Yeah, so that's basically how all the poems are gonna go. I said a little bit about how the whole structure of the slam was gonna work. After every poet, you guys are going to give a huge round of applause. I'll let you know in between each poet who we're switching off to. And then between the rounds, we will have a little bit of a break while I'll be reading some information to you. Generally, though, we want you to stick around. However, I do want to just point out some things about this space to you all. So we are at Sisyphus Brewing. Please give it a incredible speech. Yes. Now, this place is very cool. It does have a bar over in the next room where you are welcome to get a drink or some pretzels, a snack. There's a Magic the Gathering tournament going on over there, so be a little careful if you step foot. You can also order from the bar with little QR codes on your table. In addition to that, the other amenities we have here, there is a bathroom right through that door over there. There's a gender-neutral bathroom as well as a men's and women's bathroom, so please use whatever bathroom you like. I do just ask though, if you guys are getting anything to drink or using the restroom, just taking care of yourself, please only leave the room, get up and move around while I'm talking. What I'm saying is not important. The only thing that's important are the words the poets are going to say on the mic. So feel free to get up and leave during applause, come back during applause, or when I'm talking. We just ask that you respect the mic and respect the poet who is on the mic. If you do have to leave at any time, that's really wonderful. We encourage you all to take care of yourselves. I'd like to give just a blanket trigger warning for the night. So people are going to get up on the stage and probably read some things about personal experiences they've had. A lot of times in poetry slam spaces, people can talk about things like racism, sexism, homophobia, violence, abuse, really difficult topics that it's really important to be able to share with other people. But with that being said, we do not require poets to give trigger warnings in advance of any of their poems. So this is me letting you all know right now that that could happen and that we really want you to take care of yourself. If any of those things are difficult for you, please feel free to step out, go get a drink of water, have a break. All those things are really important to us. If you need support of any kind, you can pull me aside, let me know. But yeah, again, please, if you're coming back into the room from your little break, just make sure you slip back to your seat while I am talking. All right, some other logistics things. Another thing I did for you all as an awesome host is that before the slam, I got up here and fiddled with all of our various accoutrements so I could let you guys know how everything works. Now, the great news is this mic stand is a very easy mic stand to interact with. It has one button, and it is this squeeze button that will move the mic up and down. And that is how you can move it to a height that you want. For the information of the poets, this is how it sounds when I am talking fist distance from the mic. This is how it sounds when I'm talking about 2 fist distance from the mic. This is how it sounds when I'm shouting about 2 fist distance from the mic. Take it out what you will. The next little accoutrement we have over here is this awesome music stand. You can put your papers on it. I have paper on here. The way you adjust this one is slightly more complicated, but don't get too intimidated, okay? There's 2 knobs. You're gonna turn this one at the top here. It's a little tight, and I'm turning it the wrong way. Turn it. Okay, lefty loosey, lefty loosey. Turn to the left. It'll slide up and down to the height that you need it to be. If you are having any troubles adjusting any of these things, poets, do not start saying, help, because once you start speaking, your time has started. So what I need you to do is to struggle silently and maybe look over at me and point to me, and I'll get up on stage and help you make sure everything is all set up for you. There's also this stool over here for you to use. You're welcome to use anything on the stage. However, just a little like word of advice from my own opinion. It might be easier to get up on the stage from this side because there's like all these things over here and I'm over there, and so this just might be a little easier. There is a step up onto the stage. Just be aware of that when you're getting up and down. But I think that's all the information that we need to know about the space. All right. Well, with that being said, I would love to tell you guys the order of the poets that will be here. As I said, we have 8 poets reading tonight. Before every poet, I will let you know who's coming up onto the stage, and then I will also tell you who's on deck. So when I say poet A is coming up, poet B is on deck, please welcome poet A up to the stage. That means poet A is coming up right now, and poet B, that's your warning that you are going to be up next. I will do that in between every poem, so hopefully it'll be pretty easy to know who's supposed to be on the stage at what time. But without further ado, I will now tell you the names of the 8 poets that will be gracing the stage in the order that they will be performing in the first round. And audience, this is your first test of your like interaction capabilities, okay? After I read each name, I'm gonna ask you to give one loud and synchronous and powerful golf clap. Wow, okay, this is making me optimistic. All right, but let's see how this really goes. All right, up first, we will have Stevie the Fourth, followed by Catherine, followed by Deborah Gochi, followed by Davy Gray, followed by Juan Pablo, followed by KJ Keurig, followed by Six Shooter Sue, followed by Ham. All right, and that is our first round. Who's ready to get poetry slam? Wrong. You're incorrect. I know you thought we were ready to start, but we aren't. We have one more matter of business we have to get out of the way, and that is our sacrificial poet. Now, if you've never been to a poetry slam before, you might be asking yourself, why are there people chanting for blood? Well, before every poetry slam, we like to give our lovely judges a chance to sort of calibrate themselves, get an idea of what it's like to judge a poem, and get ready for judging the rest of the poems of the night. So we are going to have one poet get up here who's not competing in the official slam, but who's going to read an incredible poem for us, and will then be judged by the judges just to get a little practice in before we start the first slam. With that being said, our wonderful sacrificial poet and the first up to the mic of this Blackberry Peach Qualifier slam is Tony!
If I wasn't at the start, it must not have began the stand that would band man together with this goat named Skate. The nape of my neck is sweating. I bet he's thinking about me, hoping I believe what needs to be believed so this point comes across. Across the divide where on one side there's a tide of the mind that believes there's motion in this ocean. Self-righteous teachings and pacifistic thought, all caught in a wave that doesn't cease. Peace. The far side is a far cry from peace, love, and good little children. It spills them over into the wrong side of their head, teaching them pride for the dead, teaching them fight for the bread, teaching them all the wrong shit, and it ain't getting better. You think you can just do whatever and the world will grow? Oh, this bridge has got to come down. It's built on stilts deep in the ground, and the hate still resonates so resonates with the hate. The work is left with every hole they dug, and the tug on my heart's a start. At least it means I feel. At least it means I'm real. You want me to float in the middle, but your fiddle's playing a sad song. The problem is, it's too long. War is not the answer. It's the cancer that grows off the blows men tend to throw at each other. They don't know how to talk and just walk. They can't find the time. The better weapon's the mind, and I'm armed to the teeth.
Oh, Tony! Tonight, judges, you should be working on your scores. So get writing, get writing, get writing. All right, and we do have Stevie the Fourth on deck right now. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more seconds, but this isn't gonna go too long. You just gotta trust your heart, okay? Trust your heart and the numbers between 1 and 10. All right, judges. Whenever you're ready, hold up those score paddles. Remember, please hold them up until I'm done reading all the scores. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm waiting on 5. Wonderful. All right, in no particular order. If I could have you keep holding those scores up so I can read them. Thanks so much. In no particular order, we have a 7.9, a 6.5. Please hold up your score paddles. I got a 7.2, a 7.3, and an 8. Guys, give it up for now. Hopefully everyone is a little worked up, except me, I forgot my notes. All right, hey guys, this is a calibration for me too, all right? Oh god, it's the wrong picture of notes. So, on deck, we have Catherine, but coming up to the stage right now to kick off the Blackberry Peach Qualifier Slam. Give it up for Stevie the Fourth!
After 2 8-hour shifts of chants, drums, sirens, screams, and a steady, sturdy picket line, pitting the Hilton Inn and its patrons out. Under the thousands of flyers littered about as would-be cups of cheap wine in a fancy palace procession, flyers hardly glanced and then quickly tossed across foot traffics and fast food wrappers dropped mindlessly by bumbling tourists. Amidst those tourists, trying their best not to acknowledge the rapidity of degradation around them as they smile into camera lenses and ignore the locals so studiously framing them out of their new profile picture. Behind the seething and palpable anger emanating from the local population as they watch the ignorant tourists looking into their phone to find some modicum of the San Francisco scene during their weekend stay awaits. Silence, one that has known chaos intimately. And the silence stretches itself over the manicured bushes on the hilltops, through the lengthy den of Ashbury Street, and then under the living pungency of Skid Row. It holds hostage the entirety of downtown, engulfing the breath of the city in its depths, because all there know how fragile and short-lived it will be, so everything respects and honors it, gently existing in their quiet deference. It whispers questions into the soft breeze flowing up and down the myriad of cultures in the San Francisco streets. Questions like, so what's up? Why are we so abound with magic and marvel and yet still can't seem to find anyone to blame? Or why are people's accusations so often their very action? Have you ever contemplated the seasons and what they might mean to your life? Perhaps even, are you ready to trust that this can be the worst of it? And those questions lay out there just long enough to know that you won't remember them and pass into seclusion to reform themselves as better agents of chaos waiting the next eve. It would seem counterintuitive for silence to incite collision, but it knows. The unrest must be quenched, satiated before it can be birthed again, fertile and free. So when the incessant drums bang forth at 5 a.m. sharp, carrying forgotten questions and broken oath, silence happily seeds itself, hoping today will be the day for someone at least, the last day of blameless infamy when all thought is spent in defense of a crumbling perception which can only result in broken. The day that someone looks around, perceives their place in such a prison and the pathway out beginning with, oh, shit, this is my fault. Let me not find myself void of compassion. It'll be my success when at last I impress only myself, maybe more, but no less.
As we are okay, we're really glad you're all here in this room tonight. However, there are also some other really incredible poetry events going on throughout the Twin Cities. So as we're going through the slam tonight, I'll sprinkle a couple of them in, okay? And judges, this gives you a little more time to work on your scores. But this is gonna be, I'm gonna tell you the first one, poetry event throughout the Twin Cities. I'm telling you this one with some urgency because it begins tomorrow. That would be the Midwest Poetry Mashup. If you love poetry slams or this you're the first one ever and you're like, I want to see a little more of whatever the hell this is. It is a team slam tournament for the Midwest region. We got teams from all over, including a couple international people show up. It is a couple days. It starts April 30th through May 2nd at the Phoenix Theater in Minneapolis. There's literally endless amounts of poems, okay? It's something like 5 different bouts, lots of different teams, a great place to see poems in the next couple days if you have a great time tonight and want some more. Okay, that was my first announcement. Judges, you got a couple extra 30 seconds on that one. I would now love to see your scores. Please hold them up high and keep them high. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I love it. All right, hold them high. I'm going to read them off. We got, in no particular order, a 7, an 8.4, an 8.7, an 8.5, an 8.5, and a 7.8. Please give it up once again. All right, on deck, Deborah Groshi, but coming up to the stage right now. I'll give you 1 second.
That's 6 scores.
6 scores.
Who are our scorers?
Yeah, hold up your score paddles, please.
6. How is it?
Oh, how'd that happen?
Because I brought 6 pennies. Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I think, okay, y'all, we are using an incredible spreadsheet, and I'm not gonna like brag too much on their name because they probably just wanted to come to a chilling Capital Poetry Slam. But we had an awesome spreadsheet made by Zach for scoring this. We have 5 scores. So actually, Tony, it was very generous of you to help score, but since you were sacking, maybe we could drop your score. You can just chill and enjoy the slam, and we'll have our 5 incredible judges for the rest of the night. How does that sound to everyone? All right, Trevor, thank you so much.
I got it. Oh, which one was Tony? I got it. Oh, okay.
All right, guys, give it up for your score keepers once again. Thank you, shit. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth. All right, and judges, y'all are doing amazing. Keep it up. All right, so okay, that was hopefully a little bit longer than we normally spend 2 votes. We'll even it out. We'll figure it out together, guys. Okay. Without further ado, on deck we have Deborah Goshi. But coming up to the stage right now, please give your 10 applause for Catherine.
Darlings, I don't write to you from the moon. Who here knows how many have been up? A dozen walked, 28 flew too. And who wants to know a fun fact about who all walked on the moon?
I do.
It's all American men. If anything, as an American woman, I almost had a starlight shot. Right country, wrong sex. A lot of people feeling this way right now. Epidemic of mismanaged expectations, trying globally to try and see something from a third perspective, from a faraway view through flying around and finding out. Bless the sons and the fathers, bless the moons and the walkers and the rockets and the launchers and the landings and the three, bless the two, bless the one, but not the women. Leave her off down there. You still think men will let us off this planet. From what I can see, not so high up, it appears to me for centuries men have made us keep populating this planet, and now they won't let us leave. I even heard they're trying to swap the stars with the sea. Hey! I heard you were trying to do this without me. I want a woman on the moon more than I want her in the presidential suite, more than in my passenger seat, the first woman to ever see all of humanity. She'd be a lot like Eve, and I don't think men are going to let us leave. I want a woman on the moon so badly, I would even let it be me, and I know if they send me up there, if he lets me up there, there's no way I leave. Me and her and her and her and her and she, if all the women went to the moon, do you think we'd count sheep? Make the cheese board and talk about how the booze hurt our feet. What have you done to the world? Where half of it isn't even allowed to leave. I can't get a little patch on my sleeve. It's all I want. All I see. Come on. Picture it. A woman in an astronaut suit standing on the moon. And maybe a man stands off screen and they take a picture and they send it back to Earth, back to me, and I size her down smaller and wear her in a locket like a girl. The woman on the moon around my neck, her size 8.5 boot imprint on a Baroque pearl. This month, we launched a woman to fly by the moon. She's the furthest away from Earth a woman's ever been. She's not gonna walk on it yet. There's no footsteps up there for her to follow. I think if we're going to elevate anyone again, she should have average sized feet. And she should like to count. 3, 2, 1.
Judges are working on those scores.
She made it quick.
All right. Judges, whenever you are ready, go ahead and hold them up nice and high so I can see you. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 scores. All right, our scores in no particular order. And audience, may I say, you guys can give your opinions a little more. Want to? It's up to you. All right. All right, in no particular order, we have a 9.7. 9. We have a 7. We have another 7. And we have a 9.6. Guys, give it up. All right. On deck, we have Davy Gray, but coming up to the mic right now, please give it up for Deborah Goshi.
Wisdom from Mom. My mom prided herself on her organization, a place for everything and everything in its place. I'm like Saturday's child in the nursery rhyme, she said. Saturday's child works hard for his living. And she was. The only lackadaisical thing about her was her lazy right eye. She'd exhort me to concentrate, tell me to wake up and die right. An enigmatic phrase that confused rather than sharpened my focus. Was there a way to die wrong? And if so, how did you fix that mistake? That wasn't the first time she baffled me. I was forbidden to curse, so use the F word, but it was okay to have me flip off other drivers. She wanted me to be confident, yet put me. She valued emotional control, yet I suffered the lash of her temper, the blade of her tongue. But over time, I realized that she was not a fairy tale monster, but a human being, a storyteller who breathed life into family tales, who had wit and humor and loved a good. Learning is never wasted, she said, so I hold her lessons close, to work hard, laugh often, pay attention, and take the bad with the good. My mom was actually born on a Thursday. Thursday's child has far to go. So do I.
All right, another incredible poetry event happening in the Twin Cities that I can tell you about while the judges are working on their scores actually happens right here at Sisyphus Brewing in Minneapolis. That would be a poetry reading every third Wednesday of the month called Poets and I. Over here every third Wednesday of the month, and that's 7 p.m. And the next event is coming up on May 20th, and it is the Global Poetry Celebration at the St. Paul Almanac. So if you like coming poetry events in this room, that's an event to be at. All right, judges, whenever you're ready, let's see those scores. Hold them up nice and high. We got, in no particular order, an 8.7, an 8.9, a 9, a 7.5, and an 8.0. Give it up for Deborah! All right. On deck right now, we have Juan Pablo, but coming up to the mic, please give your 10 applause for Davy Gray! Right in the back!
I have ADHD. And one thing I've noticed, one among the 100,000 shards of worlds slicing through the smoky air of my thoughts like shrapnel, shredding my brain at every spark of intention or momentary lapse in attention. And one thing you should know is it's called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but there is no deficit in the sense the bank might hold your house hostage for lack of $500,000 or more dollars, increasingly scarce for anyone not an internet overlord trying to decide whether they'd rather hunt us for sport or harvest our hearts. Rather, that first D could stand for determination. To finish whatever task I started, more or less at random, like rolling the dice and riding whatever number comes up all the way to the end, when the croupier hauls the rest of my paycheck across that pass line. Because I know if I stop what I'm doing, I'll never, in all the gray darkening to black eons left in this continuum we have inherited from Einstein and Feynman and Bohr and wow, I know the names of a lot of white male physicists. Note to self, research cosmologists who aren't white men. And that note will burrow itself into the thick, dark loam of my memories. Notebooks, napkins, Google Docs, Post-it notes, phone camera, scraps of toilet paper, and fading ink on the back of my hands. to germinate and die out before ever again seeing the light. Because I know if I stop what I'm doing, I'll never get back to. See, what I have is not a hole or a lack. It's attention like a guided missile, headed straight for the nearest source of dopamine, which is the only thing that makes my brain feel at all alive. Sometimes my mind is a bomb going off. Other times it's a lightning storm. Sometimes it's the trees becoming embers and ash. From the fire I started and forgot, only trying to keep myself warm.
For the poet taking place. All right, judges, get those scores ready. Hold them up whenever you're ready. All right, nice and high. We got 1. You guys have some competition for bestest judge. We got 2. All right, 3, we got 4. Take your time, take your time. All right. Front in no particular order, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.2. We have an 8.1. We have a 9.3. And y'all, we have our first 10 of the night. Give it up for the poet. Give it up. All right. On deck, we have KJ Curis. But coming up to the mic right now, please give it up for Juan Pablo.
This poem is called Wishing Again. I wish to find you, any of you. I wish you shadowed constellations. I wish you waved in birdsong. I wish your generosity claimed sweet treats from other hands. I wish your meticulous care still ornamented Christmas trees. I wish I could hear debates laughing and learn your insights left untold. I wish I could smell the sea and return to your home. I wish the moon rose with the sides of you I never got to know. I wish the sun would wrap me in all the warmth you had left to give. I wish my questions could still reach you. I wish my memories, anywhere any of you exist now, could be more than mere reference. I wish there was a sky I could look to and say, home. I hope you, all of you, knew how much I loved you. How much I knew you loved me. I hope we all underestimated it. I hope that someday I won't have to hope or wish again with you.
All right, let's get working on those scores. Another awesome poetry event happening in the Twin Cities is the Literary Bridges Reading Series at the St. Anthony Park Public Library. We love libraries. We love reading poems there. Their next reading, yeah, we do, is at 10 a.m. on May 16th, and it's featuring Joshua Davies, Sukjin Ong, and Nogurili Nebiolisa. All right. With that in mind, judges, I'm ready for your scores. Let's see them. Hold them up nice and high. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got an 8.8. We got a 7.5. We got a 9.1. We got an 8.4. And y'all, we got a 10. Give it up. On deck, we got 6 students too, but coming up to the mic right now, give it up for KJ Curie!
Minnesota nice. Minnesota nasty. That's my dad.
My mother accidentally killed her pet turtle as a child by putting it in a Ritz cracker box and taking it for a ride on the back of her bike. As a child, I used to trap fireflies in jars, keep them overnight, and wake up to an urn of dead bugs. What I'm trying to say is, I know what it means to have the best intentions and still end up a killer. My mother died when I was 3 months old. Everyone skirted around the details of her death, so in the absence of an explanation, I was sure I killed her. A child, unfamiliar with the mechanics of death, I imagined it as a revolving door where I entered and she had to leave. When my girlfriend breaks up with me, her mother flies out to comfort her. I spend the whole weekend hunched on the bathroom floor, asking the tile for a mother. There is no one to call. My mother is dead. My lover is not mine anymore. The tile only creates more echo, all this grief and no one to hold it with. I imagine love like a firefly. Me, unable to hold something beautiful, a smile, a moment, her hand. I want to keep something that shines, but can't help but smother it. My grandmother says when my mother died, the family bought hundreds of flowers for the funeral. My grandmother wanted my mother to feel like she was in a garden, not a casket. But how many flowers had to die to obscure her death? Grief is not a good investigator. It only shows you what is not there. My mother's clothes unburdened by her shape, the empty side of my bed, forgetting my ex-lover's smell, a phone call with an empty room on the other line. If I killed my mother, it means I will bury all my loves eventually. The loneliness is my birthright, the way I find dead fireflies where a light should be. Ooh! But isn't being alone also a kind of intimacy? I water the empty, meet for our usual silence at our usual time. I am kind enough to let it ruin me. I know I was loved once, but this too feels like a magic trick. A sleight of hand to obscure the truth. Every time someone loves me, I think it's an accident. I see the ending like it's already begun. I see my mother's grave unhinging like a jaw, begging for some new tribute. I see my ex leave out the revolving door. Remind myself I cannot stop this rotation. I am alive and so they leave. This is cause and effect. I lie on the ground and the jar empties. A door slams and she gathers her things. A baby cries and they begin to dig a grave. Hey, whenever you're ready, go ahead and hold them up. I see 1, 2. How'd you feel about that poem? It's just a number, it's so easy. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're waiting on 1. We got, in no particular order, a 9.3. We got a 9.7. We got a 7.7. We got a 9. And we got a 9.6. Give it up for them. All right. On deck, we have Ham. We're coming up to the mic right now. Give it up for 6 Shooter 6.
I know what you're saying. What's she doing here? She's older than my mom. Woman, you spend all your time moving away from, unless you need a hot meal or laundry done. I know what you're thinking. She's too frumpy looking. Her hair is gray. She has wrinkles on her face. How can she say anything I can snap my fingers to? Who wants their mother out in a bar shouting to the whole crowd? And it's true, I am old kiddo. I thought age would come symmetrically, gently. but nothing comes evenly. From my nose to my mouth, I etch one line on one side only. One breast sags more. My ankle pops every time I struggle through yoga class, while you bend and fold like an easy spring breeze. Teens stare beyond me like I'm invisible, as though I'm the door to a Perkins. You wouldn't be caught dead in. Like a pop machine you kick as you go by, hoping I spew out a quarter or two. And I do. For you, you started burping milk on my shoulder. I baked brownies for you for school treat at 1 a.m. when you woke me crying as though the world would never forgive you. I slipped your Christmas money so your dad would get a gift. I ran around town to find the perfect prom outfit. In that gray kitchen, I pulled you close as you wept over an F on your math test and the date who jilted you, the friend who overdosed. Whoa. You wanted me then to tuck you in with a kiss. You should know I once wore midriff, showed off my belly button until you stretched me out with your 10 pounds. It's written on this stomach. My eyes have seen over 69 Valentine days, and you know my knees can tell you stories about his breath. Baby, I know how to make love with your elbows. Now, I hurt for 3 months. My knees make me limp for weeks at a time. Oh, listen, kid, this body doesn't always work anymore, but every joint, every vein, even my weak ankle bone makes love more satisfying because it hurts like hell. Listen, when this old lady slams.
Judges, you better be working on those scores, but I haven't yet another poetry event to tell you all about. That would be maybe you like being going to poetry events here on the third Wednesday of the month, and you're like, what if more of my Wednesdays were poetry slam? You could go to Buck Slam Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. This upcoming month on Wednesday, May 13th, it is going to be at Yellowbird Coffee in Northeast Minneapolis. It's going to be a special one. It's a feature from the Buck Slam competitive team. Normally, though, they're poetry slams. You come, compete, get some blood, and you can participate in a cool, fun chant, which is every time I say Buck Slam, they say... All right. Judges, whenever you're ready, let's see those scores for Six Shooter Sue's poem. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in no particular order. We have a 9.2. We have an 8.8. We have an 8.9. We have a 9.2. Yo, we have a 10. I'm glad you guys were clapping for so long because I dropped my paper. All right, on deck we have the end of the first round of our slam tonight. But coming up to the mic to finish off this first round, give me your applause for Hair.
That's my uncle.
I don't know.
Take a photo.
Lies I tell myself as I wait to fall asleep at 2 a.m. on a random Tuesday. This title is long and that makes it impactful. I will do my dishes tomorrow.
I can go one more day without doing laundry. It does not bother me when my cat tracks litter into my bed. I am glad to have had the amputations. I am still as desirable without tits as I was with. I like my body as much now as I did. This is the body I have dreamed of. It is important to finish books you start every time, even if they are bad. The back hallway of my building does not smell like my landlord's cigarettes, and that does not bother me. My mother loves me more than she is afraid of my death. Lies I tell myself as I wait to fall asleep the night before radiation. I will only have cancer once. It did not bother me when the nurse told me the most common place of recurrence is the scar. The radiation tech remembered to tell me when they were starting, not still mad at her. This coffee will not make me shit. I will be able to find a parking spot again tomorrow for the radiation, and it does not hurt. The radiation does not hurt. I cannot feel it. The phantom nipple pain does not bug me. The side effects are mild. I did not have to experience the nausea, the burns, the vomiting, the hair loss, the bone loss, the sight loss, the thought loss, the self loss is mild. Chemo is not as bad as they make it look on TV. Chemo is not as bad as everybody says it is. I would gladly do it again if asked. The milkshakes in the infusion room are good and I like them. The machine does not scare me. The infusion pump does not scare me. The 3-inch long needles do not scare me. The giant syringe they give me doxorubicin in does not scare me. Google autocorrect knows how to spell doxorubicin. The scars have healed well. The scars have healed at all. This is the body I have dreamed of. These scars are the scars I have dreamed of. These are not the places the cancer will reoccur. I am not sick of going to the hospital. I am not climbing uphill. I am not fighting a losing battle. I am not losing the battle. I am not fighting. Cancer has not stolen everything from me. There is still something left. Yeah. Keep that applause going for okay. Last score of the first round. Let's see it. Hold them up high. I got 1. I got 2. I got 3. I don't like it. You're doing a great job. Y'all give it up for your judges. In no particular order, we have a 9.7. Okay. We have a 9.6. We have a 10. We have a 9.8. Yeah. And we have a 10. And congratulations, you all survived the first round of our poetry slam. All right, our scoring timekeepers are furiously tabulating in the corner to figure out the order of our next round. In the meantime, I'm going to read some words at you. This would be a great opportunity to mad dash to the bathroom if you really have to go. It's over there. But otherwise, I have important things to say, so you can listen to them. First, I can just tell you a little bit about the organization that's putting this whole thing on. This Minnesota qualifier for Blackberry Peach is hosted by the League of Minnesota Poets. They are a statewide organization with 8 local chapters, 1 online chapter, and more than 200 members. In addition to hosting the slam, each year, The league hosts 2 conferences and 2 writing retreats. And that is so many. And publishes the Agates Poetry Anthology. I believe they have some copies over there, maybe for sale or something like that. I read the most recent one. There's some really incredible work in there. They're really incredible people, and they put a lot of work into putting this whole thing on. The league's various chapters host many poetry readings, gatherings, and workshops throughout the state. To learn more, you can go to mnpoets.org. And I'm also noticing on some of the tables here, there are little sign-up sheets. If y'all are interested in joining the league, you can go ahead and fill that out, or I'm sure you can talk to any of the lovely people from the league that we have right here. The final thing about the league that I want to tell you is their next statewide event. That would be their Woodtick Poetry Retreat, which is happening this July. It's July 9th through 12th at a cabin near Brainerd, Minnesota. That's a really big location, but a little mystery in the woods. Okay. There is no cost for the retreat, but you must be a league member to attend, and more information will be available soon on their website, which is mnpoets.org. All right.
It's super sick.
Whoa, we got an audience person. What can you expect at the Woodtick Poetry Retreat? What goes on?
Oh, it's actually really cool. Everybody brings a session. Like they bring like a little workshop for everybody, and we spend the time like pretty much the whole time we're there. We'll do like workshop events and then make dinner together and lunch together, and then go out on the lake a little bit, and like it's a lot of generative.
In the after hours, you share all the depths of your poetry.
Y'all, artistic community is hard to find. Okay, that sounds amazing. Yeah. Such a beautiful community, and I cannot emphasize enough that you must be a league member to attend this incredible free writing retreat. It's $25 the whole year. You can't afford not to buy. All right, and again, those sign-up sheets should be on the tables in front of you right there. All right, I'm gonna step off the stage and go check in with our scorekeepers and be back with you in just a minute.
I expected it to be this long. Okay, it's a good though. You're so shiny. That was like I remember. I'm telling myself that I'm 72. Okay, no. Definitely.
It was also good. I hope it's kind of being active, to keep the trials up. Which I'm focusing on my study. Yeah. You did this. It's a great time next time. When I do I just won't try it without the tampering. Yeah. Yeah. I think it went all over my piece. I'm going to have a good connection with the audience. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, it's worse.
All right, y'all. We are gonna gently come back to our second round of the slam. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my judges, which is wonderful, and I see probably all of my poets, which are great, and I see all of my audience members, who are secretly my favorite people in this whole room. All right, everyone, welcome back. We're gonna get into, welcome back. Give it up for yourself. Give it up, give it up. All right, we're gonna be moving into the second round of the Blackberry Peach Qualifier Slam here. In this next round, we are going to be hearing from the top 5 poets of the first round. This means that we're going to have to say goodbye to 3 of our lovely poets from tonight. So I'm going to read their names, and I'm going to ask you all to give a crazy 10 round of applause to all these poets who bared their souls on the stage for you tonight. We're going to be saying goodbye to Stevie the Fourth. We're going to be saying goodbye to Catherine. We're going to be saying goodbye to Deborah Goshi. I'm so sad you're not going to hear from this person there. I just want to say, now I get to be unbiased about y'all's work. Stevie, I felt like the objects in your poems had such crazy, like, physics and physicality. I really felt like things were moving and shaking. This poem about moving and shaking was so incredible. Catherine, this poem blew me out of the water. Your performance was fucking incredible. The last 3 to 1, I almost cried. And I don't even know why. Well, I know. It was a beautiful poem. It was amazing. And Deborah, this is like one of the most beautiful portraits I've seen of another person. I feel like your parents are some of the few people you can know that way. But it really was like a depth of a human being that, even though I've never met her before, I really felt like you brought a little piece of your mother up here tonight, and I feel really honored that you let us hold that. So thank you all so much. So we're ready for the next round of the slam. We're going to hear from 5 poets. We're going to hear from them in descending order of their scores from the first round. So I'm going to read you the order, and you guys are going to do just as incredible a job at the golf clap as you did the first time. Are you ready? So I'm going to read the name, you're going to golf clap. First up, we're going to hear from Ham, then Davy Gray, then KJ Kira, then Six Shooter Sue, then Juan Pablo. All right, who's ready for the second round? All right, without further ado, on deck we have Davy Gray. But coming up to the mic right now, please give it up for Ham.
My cat does not care that I had chemo today. She wants her wet food right fucking now. Hello! Some cats have not been fed in hours. It is within your power to remedy this situation. Put the wet food on the fucking floor. She's the president of the Stand on Mom's Belly Association, and this belly has not been standing on today. So with all 4 teeny tiny paws and all 8 pounds of weight, she will step back and forth on just the parts that nauseate me, make the little food I ate today rebel against its cruel master, and I puke on my cat. I wonder what parts of her day will remind her of me. Will it be the way my mother makes her work for her treats? The jingle of car keys through an open window? Who will feed her as I am dying? What's that smell? On the highest shelf. How dare you hide a bagel from me like some gay, cruel mommy? It is all for me. Chips? Are you eating chips? Some cats like chips, you know. Maybe if you're done, I could rip, leaving oily shreds on the floor, dig even after giving some, desirous of more. Fucking yumma, yumma, yumma. And if you fail to hand over your treats, your delicious breads, meats, or creams, she will curl in your lap. Just like that. Don't mind me, I'm just waiting. I never thought she would outlive me. What a blessing that I will never live in that grief. Who will bring her to my funeral? The enemy's feeders have gone off. Though I am sated, I think you will find the foods in this house are fucking mine. And she just feeds through the feeds until... Forgetting the other's food is prescription. At night when day is done, and she has had her nightly run all the way from the front door to the back, she waits patiently for me to be ready. She curls up between my knee and my body as I lie prostrate, spread on my sheets. Who will love her if not me? When she grows old alone? Who will bring her to my grave?
Hey, whenever you're ready, hold them up. I got 1, 2, 3. You're doing amazing. 4 and 5. All right. In no particular order, we're starting off with a 10. We got a 9.6. We got an 8.5. We got a 9.8. And we got a 9.5. Give it up. All right. On deck right now, we have KJ, but coming up to the mic, give it up for Davy Gray.
The world creates a lot of inconveniences for gender non-conforming people, like filling out forms, male, female. I choose female, but that's not quite right. Sometimes it's man, woman, non-binary. I choose non-binary, but that's not quite right either. Sometimes they give you a box. It says, describe your own gender. And I put trans non-binary woman. And that is correct for me today. But why do they keep asking? It feels like there's no end to fielding questions about gender. What is wrong with you? Is the pitcher's mound of every asking. Why don't you just quit crying? Play the game, play ball. It's the easiest out. Pop fly to center field. See, I know the words. I could wear the uniform as well as any man. I hate baseball. It's not a matter of who or what I love. It's just the gear that I was issued. I'm a free agent. My team contract long expired, but what I want is some other sport entirely. I want to swing wildly at cooling autumn air, hear some new crowd-throated song, feel my heart lift beyond the wall as I watch the wave go around and know it's meant for me.
Hey, time to start working on those scores. Now, we've covered many Wednesdays, I would say, out of the way. But what if you wanted to see a poetry event on a Tuesday? A little out of the box, so follow me here. Every second Tuesday of the month, there is the Next Level Joy Open Mic. This event sounds incredible. It's an open mic, so you don't have to compete. You can just show up. It is at 6 p.m. every second Tuesday, and it is at Latunji's Palette in Minneapolis, which I believe is a yummy restaurant. So if you're in Minneapolis on a Tuesday, want to hear or read some poems, that seems like a great place to be. All right, judges, whenever you're ready, let's see those scores for the last poem. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Y'all are amazing. In no particular order, we got an 8.4. We have a 9.1. We have an 8.8. Okay. We have a 9.8. And we have a 9.8. Give it up. Oh, no. All right. On deck, we have 6 Shooter Sue, but coming up to the mic right now, give it up for KJQ.
My father describes my birth like finding something washed ashore. The last of 3 daughters for a man who only ever wished for sons. As a child, he taught me to identify the gender of a tidal crab by the lighthouse shape on its back. I took the girl crabs home in my pockets to find weeks later as handfuls of dust. You acquire your first language from your parents so naturally. Mine was evisceration. My father, who could sit down at the kitchen table and unravel a woman so easy, like the slip of wet scales off a fish. My father makes a cage out of his hands to cover my eyes, how its grip bends the light of what I might grow into. I used to have nightmares about my childhood home falling into the ocean, wake up choking on mouthfuls of salt. My father showing me how best to gut a fish, how to ignore the blood to keep yourself alive. Once, he took me to see a humpback whale beached. Look how the largest thing you can imagine will still die. My father was the largest thing I could imagine and still was left with 3 children to carry on his own. I lose a tooth on the side of the swimming pool, and all of the adults ask me where my mother is. I have no answer, just that my father would be embarrassed by the blood, so I spit it out instead. Now, he says my teeth are too sharp, but he prepared me this whetstone. How lucky you are to believe kindness just in your nature when someone prepared it for you, cleaned the bones from this world so it would go down easy. My father and I in the belly of the beast, carving our way out of the sticky throat with our nails, a cave so dark no light can emerge. In most drownings, the victim forgets which direction the surface is. My father, who, in wanting me to be something more than that which he hated, forgot to tell me which direction was up, a lighthouse beam flattened in his palms. Now, like a man, I do not call him. I do not save his number. I will not be held responsible for his hook in my cheek. And yes, what I want most in this world are parents. But it is not manly to ask for what you can never have. Hair is a feminine plaything I did not inherit the stomach for. All of this to say, I was raised in the lighthouse shadow of a dead woman. My father taught me to be a man is to be alive still. When you're looking from a house at sea, the shore can look like anything. The grief of a man reaching into his pockets just to find a handful of dust. Come on. How did you get so fast at first lefty to score? We got one, we got two, we got three, we got four. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are doing so good. Okay. In no particular order, we have a 9.6. Okay. We have another 9.6. We have a 9.7. Yeah. We have a 7.8. And we have a 10. On deck, we have Juan Pablo, but coming up to the mic right now, please give your applause for 6-shooter Sue.
We all know we're going to die. Everyone will kick the bucket, become dearly departed. We will pass on, exit, bite the dust, croak. But we really don't accept the idea because all we know is being alive. Occasionally, the executioner creeps up on us, calls out a halt before we thought the end should be. But there was Jean. We all knew her cancer was incurable. She decided against further treatments, went to hospice in spring. On the first wonderful week of warm weather, I gathered up daffodils, took them to her. It was Thursday afternoon. She was smiling, full of energy. We shared stories. That's life, isn't it? When I said goodbye, I promised to return. On Saturday, she vanished. We think we can predict how things will go. We make arrangements, say farewells, and sometimes it works out. But frequently, even when one around us gasps for breath, fades to skin-tight gray in front of us, we're shocked. We don't want anyone to go 6 feet under. We can't imagine being snuffed out, headed for the pearly gates. We avoid thinking about our own demise. There are still bills to pay. The dishes aren't done. We haven't told our sister we forgive them. This month, we're going to start our New Year's resolution, get our affairs in order, all the things you do while you're alive. Others may have to be mourned as they go to the big beyond, but we don't really believe that we won't keep on keeping on. That's the way it is. We're invincible, move faster than speeding bullets. We believe in safe cars. We step off curbs, watch tornadoes roaring by. Others may go, but not us. We have plenty of breath. Even though our father dropped down into the dust with a stalled heart and no warning, even though our mother's cancer eroded her desire to walk across the room that last month. We're taken by surprise when the Grim Reaper creeps over, walks right up into our face, shouts, "Stop!"
Just start working on those scores. Now, I've told you about a lot of poetry events that happen in Minneapolis, and while I love being in the city, it's also really awesome to see some poetry events happening outside of the city. So the next one I want to tell you about is in Richfield. That would be the Mississippi Valley Poet Society, which meets every third Saturday. I'd love to hear it. From 1 to 3 at Village Shores in Richfield. So if you're in the South, you want to just hang out with some awesome poets, you can go hang out with them. That is every third Saturday from 1 to 3. All right, judges, let's see those scores. Hold them up whenever you're ready. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. In no particular order, we have an 8.8. We have an 8.8. We have a 7.7. We have a 9.7. Give it up to the power. On deck, we have the end of the second round. But coming up to the mic to close us out for this second round of the Poetry Slam, please give your applause for Juan Pablo.
The air that fills this place will soon turn still and rust. The sound in our embrace may not outlive our trust. To be here for a moment, to pass along a breeze, to not wait for atonement does not come with ease. So listen for a fire, a crackle into air, and listen for the lyre hiding in your hair. Feel like you're not in it, like a leaf that's of a tree. Feel each passing minute too certain to be free. There is creation in your face. There is dying at your toes. They can still embrace right beneath your nose. I want us to believe there is no here alone. So when we stand up and leave, so if we stand up and leave, we can look for a new tone.
South will survive in our second round of the slam. Judges, whenever you're ready, let's see those scores. All right, now going 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful in no particular order. We have a 7.8. We have a 7.4. 7.5. We have an 8.7. And we have an 8. Guys, give it up. In that last round of the slam, y'all are doing amazing. Judges, y'all are doing amazing. Audience, I like where you guys are at, but I could hear a little more energy from you if I'm honest. Not to call you out, but all right. Our lovely scorekeepers are over there tabulating to figure out who's moving on to our third and final round. Do we have the hat ready by chance? All right. Now, I love it. At the beginning of this slam, I told you all we're here for a reason. I wish I could say that that reason was just like love of the art, which of course we're all here for, but actually this slam comes with an incredible prize, courtesy of the League of Minnesota Poets. This slam is the Minnesota qualifier for the Blackberry Peach National Slam, which is going to take place July 23rd to 26th in Overland, Kansas. It happens at the convention of the National Federation of State Poetry Societies. This is a national poetry slam with poets from all over, and the slam itself awards more than $3,000 in prizes. In addition, the winner of the Blackberry Peach National Slam goes on to the World Poetry Slam, represent the United States, which this year will take place in Durban, South Africa. Now, what does that have to do with what we're doing here tonight? Well, as I mentioned, the League of Minnesota Poets graciously pays the registration fee for the winner of this slam and enters them into the national slam. So whoever tonight is going to be representing Minnesota at that national slam, it's I know, this is incredible. You're going to see right now, Amanda is walking around with a hat, which is actually a jar, but this is to collect donations to help fund the travel of this poet who's going to the city. So Amanda's walking around with a tip jar. Feel free to leave some cash, but you'll also see some pages on your table that have a QR code. You can scan that and donate through the QR code as well. So that's really incredible. And guys, if I can just say, I was very honored. I won this slam last year. I got to represent the League of Minnesota Poets in Albuquerque at Blackberry Peach last year. And I just want to tell you all that, yes, it was amazing, as I'm sure you can imagine. So the league covered my registration fee, but they also fundraised for my travel fee very generously. And because I don't mind riding in the backseat of planes that seem like they're about to explode, they actually covered most of my travel fees. I paid for like a little bit of my food, but that was it because they're very, very generous fundraising that they're working on right now. It's a really incredible experience for any poet. I had actually never even slammed outside of Minnesota before. I got to meet so many cool people. I got to go on some beautiful hikes in the Sandia Mountains. And I got to meet some of my poetry heroes like Black Chakra, who actually won the whole slam because he's fucking incredible. It's an amazing experience. I'm sure whichever poet is able to take that home tonight is gonna learn some incredible things, write some incredible fucking poems, and I'm so excited to support them on their journey to the National Slam. Yeah, so thank you all so much for being here. I'll make that happen tonight. All right, how are we doing for the third round? Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. All right, y'all. We're here at the third round. We're going to hear from our top 3 poets. Yes. They're going to be duking it out for that final slot to make it into the National Slam. That means we have to say goodbye to 2 of the incredible poets that we just heard in the last round. It really sucks that I do have to try to be an objective when people get up here and read their amazing poems. So as we say goodbye, I am going to thank those poets again. But first, I'll just ask for your applause. Give your applause to these amazing poets. We're saying goodbye to 6-shooter Sue. We're saying goodbye to Juan Pablo. It is so hard to connect with other people from like 10 feet away and on a stage. And every time you read a poem, I feel like I'm having a conversation with you. It is an incredible skill. It feels so easy when it's happening, but it really takes masterful work. And thank you so much for that. And Juan Pablo, I've heard you say before that you sometimes feel that when writing about death, you're saying things that I've said before, and I have always felt completely the opposite with any of your poems. Your images are always so new and exciting. You got up here and read a fucking poem in rhyme, which no one else did tonight. Incredibly brave. Thank you so much for the poems you brought tonight, and thank you both so much for the poems. Thanks to everyone for being on this. Alrighty. So, without further ado, we're gonna get started. Y'all have been so amazing at golf clapping. This is like a secret talent I'm discovering from all of you. We're gonna do it one more time. There's only 3 names, so it's gonna be really easy. First up, we are gonna hear from Ham. Then we're gonna hear from KJ. Then we're gonna hear from Davey. All right. So without further ado, KJ Kiris is on deck, but give it up for your first poet of the third and final round. Hey!
Somebody's uncle.
I'm Bush as moon phases. Full Bush. Fuckable Bush. Thick and slick on this muscular butch. Tip my head back to expose my neck. I lounge like indolent Aphrodite. And I pull like it's a competition. Full Bush and I have only shaved it twice. One was for a dance recital. The other was an accident. The clippers. I need to use a guard, and then so sudden, 3/4 bush. I am laughing at how it is the first thing to go. At how that's how I can tell my hair is falling out. That is to say, the chemo is working, or the chemo is killing, or I am dying in a controlled way. 3/4 bush helps me tell the way dying hair looks before it all goes to shit. The follicle at the end doesn't exist. In this way, I know it is really happening. Half bush. Never shaved consistently in the first place, but I'll take a pair of scissors to my flyaways. I'll give the topiary a trim. And I have stopped shaping and started pulling. Like weeds from the garden, but the garden is also dead, and I do not have the strength to admit this yet. Until no bush. The next time I need a Brazilian, I'm going to my oncologist. From the neck down and the neck up, neck everywhere, neck off limits because of the catheter. No bush, no pits, no leg hair, just this weird sort of downy coat covering my crusty dome. No bush, and I am struggling not to hope every itch after chemo is the start of a curl. The shade of a suggestion of fur. Yeah. And more suddenly than before, 1/4 bush. It comes back faster than you'd expect. Not like right after chemo ends, but I notice one stray gray and suddenly my eyelashes are back. But it is different now. I am also different now. 1/4 bush, and if a motherfucker touches me with clippers, I'm going ape shit. Unlike hair grown in the throes of chemo, it is soft like a puppy, like a baby. Like hair that has died and is now born again, like a second chance at a life I did not know I was losing. 1/4 bush, did you know it comes back curly sometimes? I will lounge like indolent Aphrodite. Hair wrapped around my titless body. It will be a cascade of pin straight brown with a curl just at the end.
All right. Now, if you are once again far from the metropolis of Minneapolis, all the way in the distant reaches of St. Paul,
What?
another poetry I'm going to tell you about, that would be the Reverb Open Mic, which happens at, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. at Flava Coffee and Cafe in St. Paul. It's actually one of the coolest open mic spaces I've ever been to. Often they'll like give you feedback on a poem if you ask for it. Just a super like welcoming and supportive and really talented community. So if you're in St. Paul every Thursday, you should go. All right, judges, let's see those scores. Hold them right off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got in no particular order, a 9.7.
Okay.
We got a 9.5.
Higher.
We got a 10.
Higher.
We got a 9.5.
Uh-huh.
And we have a 10. All right. On deck, we have Davey Gray. But coming up to the mic right now to the sound of your 10 applause, give it up for KJ Kira.
Buck slam.
When I was a kid, the $1.50 Polish hot dog came down like an angel of the homeland, landing at every Costco food court. At only $1.50 with a drink. The $1.50 Costco Polish hot dog was the closest you could get to the old country without leaving the suburban sprawl of the new. We're thinking about how both Poland and America are falling into increasingly alarming right-wing dictatorships. Kiris, which could be Kiris or Crush or Karis, depending on who you talk to. They changed that shit at Ellis Island and now no one can remember how it was in the first place. Like here in the glorious melting pot that is Costco, where every tender, perfectly seasoned bite reminds you why your family came here, to have your culture ground down and resold to you at an unbeatable price. $1.50 Costco Polish hot dog is Miss America to me. See, historically, Poland has lost almost every socio-political conflict. But here in Costco, everyone's a winner. Russia colonized your mother country. But because they hate to see a Slavic girl winning, in 2018, when I was just 15 years old, Costco quietly discontinued the Polish hot dog. Sometimes, like the face of a past lover, I see her in my dream. If I had to choose between tasting the $1.50 Costco Polish hot dog one more time, or 2 hours of rollicking lesbian sex with 80s era Winona Ryder, well, I'd have to think about it. Now, like everywhere else in America, the $1.50 hot dog is just a regular hot dog. You can eat it at a baseball game, or a barbecue, or while picking your stupid kids up from their dumb piano lessons. It tastes fine, regular, a hot dog just good enough and no better. Now, if I really want to get a taste of the Red Scare, I have to order some borscht, which is nasty, or cabbage, which turns my shit red, or God forbid, get some actual kielbasa from a really Slavic store, eat it while talking about my disdain for the Russians. But when we were young, she took my breath away. My Slavic princess, gone too soon. I will wait for her, dressed up in a silver wrapper. I will wait for her, sweet and spicy on my tongue. I will wait for her, holding the syllables of my unpronounceable last name until we meet again.
You guys are getting so good at this. How'd that poem make you feel? All right, hold up those scores. Hold them up whenever you're ready. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got, in no particular order, a 9.2. We got an 8.1. We got a 10. We got a 10. Yes. And we got a 10. All right. I have one final poetry event to tell you about before we move on to our last poet of the night. And I saved it until after those scores because this is actually an event that I co-produced with the lovely KJ Curis. And that will be the Twin Cities' fiercest drag and poetry show. That that is the name of our show. The first half of the night, we have some people read some poems. The second half of the night, we have some people do some sickening drag performances. It's sickening. Oh, trust me, it's sickening. And I just wanted to let you all know about it. Our next one is coming up. We're doing them like every month-ish. We're still working it out. But our next one is coming up on Sunday, May 24th. That's Labor Day weekend. You got the Monday off. It's going to be at New World, Minneapolis. The show's at 7. And if you want a little flyer, let me know. All right. With that being said, all our little poetry events are out of the way, and we have one more poet to send us off tonight. On deck, we have the end of the slam and the announcement of the winner, but y'all, please give it up one more time for Davey Gray!
The art of swordplay. I've set the sword down by the side of the sea. This, the poet's trick, the way in words we craft any given thing from another. What does this make in your mind, though? This generic blade? When the world wields so many ways of sharpness, keen Kurosawa in black and white, or Technicolor Tarantino remix of vengeful ninja visions, or brutal blood gutters running red with the juice of kings, while the rich are pricked in goose feather beds, tortured by glory dreams. And on in one long, violent song. And no way to know what weapon was forged in the crucible of your skull. What metal or glass splinter lodged in your meat. We don't often speak of our flesh as the meat, overcooked metaphor rendered to serve up the marrow of our meaning. Instead, a reminder, we are the starchless substance of steak. This body, a pale shadow of every carved creature that's landed on plates. And a whisper where the haunted world reminds us we have been there ourselves. In cities which fell to the swords of siege and starvation, or basements and attics and dark serial dreams, or dread inexorable futures sprinting toward us, thousand-handed monsters with a blade in every fist. None of this elaborate movie making captures what I meant. We are all born an instrument, or bear one, some kind of tool. The edges of what makes a man dipped in poison, while women are shaped to spoon, and I am holding a spork. Or something like that. But poems have edges vanishing keen, and it's easy to slip. If you're lucky or good, you'll keep all the parts you began with. And if not, in extremity, the page can be sliced into literal strips and used to bind up the meat.
Doing some stagecraft up here. All right. All right, yeah, judges, whenever you're ready for the last time, hold up those score paddles. I got one. I got two. Guys, should I become an auctioneer? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in no particular order, we have an 8.9. We have a 9.0. We have an 8.5. We have a 9.7.
Yeah!
And we have a 9.8. Give it up for Davy. And y'all, give it up for every poet trying to change tonight. Right. Now, our incredible score and timekeepers over in the corner right now are fiercely tabulating to figure out who we will be sending to the Blackberry Peach National Poetry Slam. In the meantime, while we wait, they've asked me if I could read a poem that I wrote. Blackberry Peach National Slam last year, and y'all, I love performing this poem. Sorry if you heard it move and so forth. It's one of my favorite. And I'm excited to do it for you.
Give it to me, Uncle.
Yeah.
The first time an air bomb hit United States soil, it was the United States military who dropped it. In 1921, Appalachian miners on strike against unlivable pay fought for 5 days before federal troops pushed them back into the ground. Every explosion a reminder that the miners had no choice but to spend their lives echoing the sound of shells dropping with the fall of their pickaxes on the earth. This is not what they taught me in my Central Pennsylvania grade school. Instead, I remember field trips to the mines, the lifeblood of the region dusted in every corner. In the back rows of the bus ride home, some of us clutch coal lumps in our sticky palms like black jewels. Everyone wonders why the dumb mountain people love the coal. Don't they know it's killing them? As if your hearth hasn't been warmed by paychecks and promises, as if anyone starving wouldn't sing the right tune just to eat, as if worshippers don't love their gods who make the earth quake. What the mountain people are not taught is that if the fuel of your toil keeps other men warm, then you are not the miners but the quarry. You are a resource to be tamed. It is an old American tradition to feed the dissenters bullets and the survivors their nightly Fox News. If the politicians hide your history from you, then they are not your saviors but the canary. Don't worry, the air is fine down here. Your enemies are your poor or trans or immigrant neighbors, anyone but them. Aren't you grateful? You get to live off the slag heaps, and when your pickaxe falls on empty hillsides, you are no longer the product, but the refuse. An outdated convenience. And when the coal dries up, they build prisons on the leveled out earth. Isn't it funny how one dark pit begets another? Isn't it funny how the gravel you dig lines the jail yards they put you in? Look around. Read the land you love by its scars. Think about who ordered the mine shafts and bomb blasts the gaping eye sockets of these hillsides have been watching. The rock remembers your history even when it is drowned out and buried and bombed and buried again. If the coal under your feet is like blood in your veins, remember who it keeps warm when they spill it. All right, y'all. Thank you all again so much for being here. Thank you so much to our judges who made this whole slam possible. Y'all give them a round of applause. They just got yelled at for approximately 2.5 hours, and they're still going, so that's incredible. And we had an incredibly incredibly close slam tonight. Typically, at the Blackberry Peach Slam here, we score through the first round, and then the final round is a clean slate, meaning that the previous scores aren't counted, and we just go by the third round. But tonight, the scores were so close that we actually had to go to a tiebreaker to determine first place. So just know that all the poets who were up here did such an incredible job, and I am gonna read out our third, second, then first place. And our top 3 poets, I'm going to ask y'all to come up to the stage as we go, so we can all celebrate you. So let's get a drum roll. A drum roll. Yeah, J.D. Gray! Okay, I heard it from. All right, drum roll, please, drum roll, please. In second place, we have K-Deck. Yeah! All right, and thank you all again so much for being here tonight. If the bar has you guys should go ahead and support them. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, if they're posing, you should be clapping, okay? Yeah. Please.
Hell yeah, there we go.
So poets,
Fuck yeah.
talk to a poet whose poem you love, say hi, connect to them about their work. Yeah, go get a drink at the bar, and y'all have a lovely rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see ya. Good night.
Where am I change my